Hey, it's October, and I told you we'd be back. This is the second in this fall sessions of Life After High School Graduation, the videos. You know what? I tried to just test the whole game out a little bit one more time with my American Government and Politics class, and I had them all write me a little review. And although they made fun of me, yes, that's what they do, but at the same time, they were great about identifying some of the tips that they received about taking care of cars or checking in at the bank a little early and maybe starting saving early. So, as I promised you in the September one, we have Jen Brown here, and she is going to talk about staying healthy, and it's everybody's job, and you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and you're going to study better, as you think about life after high school graduation. So, Jen, welcome to
Thanks.
Life After High School Graduation. And just a little bit about the organization that you have, and we'll talk more about the life after high school stuff then.
All right. Well, my name's Jen Brown. Like you said, I'm the director of Taos Wellness Warriors. We are a nonprofit based in East Taos, and we have been around for a few years. We started as a little running club, walking club, very selfishly because I myself was just kind of needing that motivation. So it was right after COVID. We had a little group get together, and we just started meeting up and walking every week. And we did that for 3 years. And then we also added in, I'm a yoga instructor. I started teaching a free yoga class. My husband loves boot camp style classes, so he added a free boot camp. So we were offering these 3 free fitness classes every week. People were trying to give us money and support us. And we're like, well, we want to do this. And we're like, well, this is a bigger cause. So we decided to go all in and make a nonprofit. Now we have classes, multiple classes every single day. We have a building where we're doing all different types of community wellness. So not just fitness, but just bringing people together because we know that social wellness is really important. Also, as far as just, health and nutrition, we have a kitchen there. So we do all kinds of different wellness things. And it's called The Collective is our building. It's the old Knights of Columbus building off of Newman Street. So that's what we are. That's what we've been doing for the last year. We've been hanging out at the Collective and yeah, just staying healthy and keeping the community healthy, coming out to all these events.
So now that I've got you here, if you were to come in and talk to a group of young adults, and their questions were, what can I do with all the time that I don't have to stay healthy? What kind of, mini session or mini exercises would you talk to them about?
I love that because people think they have to kill it for a whole hour. They got to get to the gym. They have to have a membership to something. We try to get that community thing going where it's like, if you sign up for a class, people are going to be there encouraging you and all those things. But I know that hour is a hard time to find for everybody. Most of our people that come to our classes are seniors that are retired. They have the time to take a leisurely fitness class, but we do have some family classes, some Saturday classes, things like that. But I think if you're just looking to kind of turn up your fitness and see where can I sneak some movement in,
Sure.
I would say invest or create, because I made my own standing desk before. Get some cardboard boxes, build up your computer, and get out of your seat.
Did you hear that? Your own stand-up desk?
You can build
Don't
it.
just sit there all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. And they say, sitting is equivalent to smoking. And we know that smoking and
Wow.
vaping is so unhealthy for you. So sitting being right up there with smoking, when I heard that, I was like, whoa, let me stand up. So as much as you can, think about that sitting to standing ratio, getting those steps in. Maybe there's time in the morning or time between class that you can take a little extra walk or park your car a little further just to get those little extra steps because
Sure.
all those things add up. One thing I love is habit stacking. So if you already have all right, I get up and brush my teeth in the morning. So while you're brushing your teeth, could you do some heel raises just as easy as brushing your teeth and coming up on your toes?
Okay.
Can I do that while I'm brushing my teeth? Can I stand on one leg while I'm blow drying my hair? So practicing these movements, stacking those habits while you're microwaving something. Can I do some push-ups against the counter? So just look where you can sneak in those little bit of movements and it will stay with you for a long time.
Jen, should the gang kind of make a chart almost of ideas that they
I love
could do to do the extracurricular things that you're talking about?
Where can you sneak them in throughout the day? What's a habit that you already have? And how can you add a little exercise in there, add a little extra movement? I also like to tell people that deep breathing is super important. So whenever you're just stuck at a red light, give yourself those deep breaths. That's going to bring your stress level down so much. We operate so much from the neck up. We don't take that time to really breathe, to really connect with your body. That's going to make you want to work out. It's going to make you want to have that extra time moving your body. It's just that breath and that mind-body connection. So I try to just do that as much as I can. I mean, I've been a college kid too, and that was not a priority. Was working out, was not eating healthy, was not a priority. But I'll tell you what, like, it was something that I knew in the back of my mind, like, oh, I used to move a lot more. And I realized like I was sitting so much, so how can I get in those and classes were a big thing for me. Signing up for a fitness class meant that I had to go and people were waiting on me, that accountability. So do what works for you, but wherever you can sneak movement in, because movement and exercise is just as important as sleep. It's just as important as drinking water, and they say 30 minutes a day, but that doesn't mean you have to do a full 30 minutes. You can do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon. So where can you find 10 minutes?
Remember, we talked last month about budgeting your time and trying to figure out where it is and how it is and maybe writing down some of this information and what you're talking about right here, right now. We have talked on the show about you are your own entrepreneur, because in the end, when you're going after a job, you're selling yourself. And you got to look the part, be the part, and organize yourself respectively. And just listen to Jen's tips on setting aside even some time, and time while you got time you can make a great difference. You talked a little bit about the breathing, the walk, tips on eating as part of staying healthy. Just, you got a few of those out there.
I always like to think of food as energy. So if you're eating food that's been processed, that's in a bag, that doesn't have a lot of energy, it's not going to fuel you. It's just going to be those, like we know, empty calories. So anytime you can get live food through fruits and vegetables, how can you add that into your day? Even if it's just grabbing, some carrots. I know that's like the easiest, healthy thing to think of, like, oh, I'm going to eat carrots, but they're so convenient. Grab and go, carrot, apple, things like that throughout your day. I mean, I have a husband who loves the drive-through, and I'm like, we own this. You can't do that. And it's all comes down to convenience. So if you can make healthy food convenient for you, that's the win there. So whether it's just stocking your fridge at the beginning of the week, having some nuts, some trail mix, some granola bars, something that is going to give you that good energy, just keep that food nearby. That's kind of my tip. Keep it close and it'll keep the other stuff away.
Well, one of the things I've known about your Tawas Warriors element or your organization is that you have a lot of sponsors and co-partners, and when you're trying to do the healthy things, if you could team up with people, I know you do that in your organization.
Absolutely. And I think one of those, and seeing those partnerships come in and those local businesses, there's a lot of wanting their employees to be healthy. So with our sponsorships, you also get memberships as well. So we give those memberships to to those businesses so that they can have those healthy employees. We know that if you have healthy employees, you have fewer sick days, you have better atmosphere, better mood. So making sure that they are able to support an organization, but also support their own employees through these sponsorships, that's kind of the win-win. We're not just going in with a handout, we're giving them something back in return. So
one of the things, just even in the business game, you guys, you don't go anything alone. You partner with somebody. And so as you think about staying healthy, kind of teaming up with one or two or three people that everybody can think alike then on what can we do to stay healthier, stay ready to go every time, all the time. I gotta say it, my ma is 91, and we talked before we started the film, is there something in your group for everybody?
Absolutely. I mean, we have classes. So I was telling you, we have these different wellness tracks.
Sure.
And one of our tracks, our first track, is a Wise Warrior track because we just feel like we don't want to single out seniors because
Sure.
you might have, we might have a person coming out of an injury that's on the same
Absolutely.
physical ability as a 91-year-old. So I don't want to say this is just a seniors only class. And I don't know if seniors want to be just in their own seniors class. Some people might say they do, but we do have a very entry level class. We have the Back on Track wellness track that's more moderate where you can modify different classes. And then we have our Active Warrior class that's going to be challenging for people who are at that level of fitness. But again, we can always modify those. And so when we say Wellness Warrior too, I feel like that's not something we're going to go and you're not going to just be given this Wellness Warrior name. You have to own that. You have to be calling
Sure.
yourself a Wellness Warrior. So that's something that you can take on yourself if you're going to prioritize your overall wellness. And I mean, not just fitness, but we're looking at wellness. We talk about financial wellness. You've
Yep.
got that, your head around that. You've got your head around your time management, your education, your friends and your relationship. Wellness is an all-encompassing, concept. So when we talk about a wellness warrior, we're talking about people that have that awareness, that know that it takes all of these different elements, these different dimensions, to really be healthy in. So if you are open to becoming a wellness warrior, you want to call yourself a wellness warrior, knowing that fitness is a part of that component. I think being a part of this awesome series that we're doing, we're tapping in on all of those different dimensions.
Well, I promised you 10 minutes. We're out of time already. But for sure, you guys, we will be back in November. I got a bunch more topics that you young people have all suggested. Jen, it's been a great pleasure.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to try and drag her back in
We'll drag you to class too.
Oh no.
Yeah, come
Oh
on.
yes. But it's a ongoing challenge to stay healthy. And if you
Good job.
try and ignore it, it's not going to work. Thanks for watching. I'll ask you, how you keep on liking these things, and we'll catch up with you again in November.
Bye.